The number of sales in 2023 are down, sale prices have increased, inventory is starting to increase a little bit, but we're still seeing a ton of competing offers in the HRM, and depending on what price point you're looking to buy or sell a home in, you may run into very different market conditions. These are some of the things I'm going to talk about today in my last update for 2023 from January 1st to November 30th. Now, my next market update will come in early January, and that'll be a comprehensive look at the whole year of 2023. But for now, we're just talking about the numbers up to the end of November. So far this year, we've had 4,545 sales in the HRM, and this is down 13.5% from this time last year. Now, these sales average just over $551,000 as an average sale price, and this is up 2.3% from this time last year. And right now, the average days on market are 28 days, which is 11 days longer than last year. But a lot of listings are still selling very, very quickly. And in the month of November, we saw about 38% of the sales sell in a week or less, and then about 48% sold in 2 weeks or less. So this number of 28 is really being carried by some listings that have been on the market for maybe 100 or 200 days on market. But keep in mind, a lot of homes are still selling very quickly in the HRM. Now I'm going to get a lot more into the stats and what we're actually seeing on the ground level in our day-to-day. But just before I do, if you're new here, my name's Andrew Stevens, and I've been a realtor in Halifax for 9 years. And if you want to be educated on the Halifax real estate market, then this is the channel for you. So go ahead and hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to book a call with me, or if you're thinking about making a move in the HRM, you can reach out to me anytime through the Calendly link below my description at a time when it's convenient for you. So things are definitely starting to slow down, but this is pretty typical for this time of year. And if I look at November 2023 versus November 2022, November stats were actually looking pretty good. Sales were up in November just over 3%, so not a huge difference, but we did see more sales this November versus last November, even though sales are down for the year so far just over 13%. And in terms of sale prices, this is also up in November of 2023 versus 2022. And in 2023, in November specifically, we had an average price point of about $515,000 versus $488,000 last November, and this is an increase of 5.5%. So for the whole year so far, from January 1st to November 30th, our price points are up 2.3%, but in the month of November specifically, November 2023 versus November 2022, they're up even more than that at 5.5%. Now, in terms of our listing inventory, we're seeing about 2.5 months right now, and this is a lot higher than it has been over the last few years when the market was going crazy, but it is still low. It's still considered a seller's market, and to be honest, as a buyer's agent, it feels like there's a ton of inventory out there, even though it's really not that much. It's just a lot more than we've been accustomed to having over the last few years. So again, the conditions are still a seller's market right now in the HRM. But a big part of this does depend on what price point you're in. So if you're in the below $750,000 price point in the HRM, as a general statement, this is a seller's market. There's only about 1 to 2 months of listing inventory in this price point. And once you get over the 750 price point, as a general statement, again, in the HRM, this is a buyer's market. And in that price point, we have about 8 or 9 months of listing inventory. However, it does really depend on the neighborhood. So for example, if a house goes up in the south end of Halifax for $800,000, well, that might still be in a seller's market because that would be a cheap property in that market specifically. One thing that is starting to shift quite a bit is the amount of homes that are selling over the asking price and the amount that they're selling for on average over the asking price. So in November, only 33% of the homes that sold for over the asking price. Now, this is the lowest percentage since January, and the average amount over the asking price was just under $27,000, and this is also the lowest since May. So things are definitely slowing down overall, but that's pretty typical for this time of year as well, as we're heading into the holidays and the winter months. And in my year in review that I do in January, I am going to go into a lot of detail on the stats and what we saw on the ground level, and it's going to be a longer update than you're used to seeing on this channel. Now, if you got any value out of this video, all I ask is that you hit that like button and you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future content, and that'll help push this out to more people like you who may be interested in being educated in the Halifax real estate and housing market. And if you have any questions about your own market, your own neighborhood specifically, or a different price point, or a certain type of housing, or anything like that, you can reach out to me anytime in the Calendly link below my description. You can book a call or a meeting with me to chat about real estate. And if you're still here watching, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it, and have a great day.